What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Brokers TCG. Today we have Ragnaloardmon versus the Royal Knights. It took quite a couple of games to get to a decent matchup between these two since Royal Knights is so good. But here we go. I'm going to go ahead and start by hatching a Sukudomon, Digivolving into a Ludomon, and then playing a Ludomon for 3, searching the top 5 cards of my deck. Unfortunately, not seeing any Ragnaloardmon, but I'm going to go ahead and add the Durandamon to hand. He's going to go ahead and drop a turn, hatch the King Drazel, and then place the King Drazel under the just hatched King Drazel. He's going to then play a Dynasmon for a play cost of 5. Since it was reduced by the King Drazel's effect, he's going to add Ragnamon and the option card Royal Knights of the Perch to hand, passing me over to 2 memory. I'm going to go ahead and swing with the Ludomon, checking a Ulforce Vidramon, so it does die, and then I'm going to go ahead and Digivolve in Raising into a Zuba Eagermon. Then from there, for a Digivolution cost of 3, I'm going to Digivolve into Duramon, passing my opponent to 3. He's going to absorb one more King Drazel and the Dynasmon on his field, and he's going to go ahead and play a Craniumon, putting me to 3 memory. So from there, I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn, keep my Duramon in Raising since he's going to force my Durandamon to swing, so I'm going to Digivolve into Durandamon, and then play a Ludomon for play cost of 3, this time finding 2 Ragnaloardmons, and then also adding a Brywilujamon to hand. The rest go to the bottom of my deck. He's going to go ahead and draw for turn, absorb the Craniumon and the final King Drazel in his Digiegg deck. He's going to go ahead and play the Royal Knights of the Purge option card, putting a Leopardmon from his hand as the bottom Digivolution card. And then since he has 3 King Drazels under the main King Drazel, it's reduced by 3. So it continues his turn. He's going to go ahead and play a Lord Knightmon, adding the Ulforce Vidramon back to his hand, passing me over to 2 memory. So from there, I'm going to go ahead and Digivolve into a Tia Ludomon, and then Digivolve into a Duramon on my field, passing my opponent over to 3 memory. He's going to draw for turn, bring the Lord Knightmon as the bottom Digivolution card, and then using the Royal Knights of the Purge effect, he's going to go ahead and play out the Lord Knightmon once again. And from there, he's going to use the Ulforce Vidramon to bounce the Duramon back to hand, since it strips both of the Digivolution sources. And then he's going to finish off his turn by playing a Porcupamon, putting me to 2 memory. I'm going to go ahead and draw for turn, and I'm going to slowly bring the Durandamon out into the field. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and swing. Using the effect, I can search the top 3 cards of the deck, play one of those cards, and I decide to play the Ragnaloardmon since it's a level 5, and I'm going to be able to go into my Brywilujamon fairly easy from there. And then the Lord Knightmon, since he has 2 Royal Knights on the field, he loses 2 memory, but I do gain 1 memory from the Sukudomon, and one of the effects trashes the Porcupamon. I check a Sistermon in the security, Digivolve into the Brywilujamon, and from there the on Digivolve effect is going to proc off, and I get to go ahead and play a Zubamon. The Zubamon is going to go ahead and throw himself under the Brywilujamon, and using the Zubamon's effect, I'm going to go ahead and search the top card, finding another Zubamon, and then luckily finding a Duramon. Then the Duramon under the Durandamon is going to allow me to Digivolve into a Ragnaloardmon at the end of my turn. The Ragnaloardmon is going to pop the Lord Knightmon and the Ulforce Vidramon, as well as 2 of its security cards. I'm then going to go ahead and swing into a security with the Ragnaloardmon, and since the option cards are not activated due to the Durandamon effect, the Royal Knights of the Purge does not stay on the field. He's going to go ahead and play the Omnimon, playing one of each Royal Knights under the King Drazel. So he plays a Dynasmon, Craniumon, and a Leopardmon. So the Dynasmon is going to proc off its effect. He's going to add a Gallantmon and an Omnimon. Then the Leopardmon is going to make every single one of the Royal Knights on his field blockers, and the Craniumon is going to force one of my Digimon to swing at the end of my turn. So I'm going to go ahead and hatch a Sukudomon. From there, Digivolve into a Zubamon, and then I'm going to go ahead and swing with the Ragnaloardmon. He's going to go ahead and block with the Omnimon, and I'm going to Digivolve the Duramon into a Brywilujamon. Using the effect, I'm going to search the top 3, finding a Ragnaloardmon, a Zuba Eagermon, and another Brywilujamon. I'm going to go ahead and play the Ragnaloardmon, and then with the Sukudomon effect, I gain 1 memory, choking him to 1 memory. The Craniumon is going to force me to swing with the Ragnaloardmon, and it's going to clash into the Craniumon. He's going to go ahead and unsuspend and draw, swing with the Dynasmon, checking a Ragnaloardmon. Then Leopardmon is going to allow him to play Magnamon for a play cost of 3, keeping 3 unsuspended bodies on his field. I'm going to unsuspend the Ragnaloardmon, bring the Zubamon out from raising, and then swing with the Ragnaloardmon once again. Blocking with the Magnamon, he gets to draw 1 card due to its all turns effect. Then from there, I'm going to go ahead and play a Ludamon, placing it under the Ragnaloardmon for a play cost of 3. Finding another Ludamon, then the Sukudomon is going to gain me a memory, keeping it on my turn. I'm going to go ahead and play a Zuba Eagermon out onto the field. And from there, I'm going to Digivolve the Zuba Eagermon into a Duramon, passing my opponent to 2 memory. And then the Craniumon is going to force the Ragnaloardmon to swing, and he's going to block with the Craniumon. From there, he's going to swing with the Dynasmon. And since I have no unsuspended blockers out on a field, it's going to go ahead and check a Duramon security. Then the Ragnaloardmon is going to unsuspend due to its effect. He's then going to go ahead and play out a Jesmon, putting me over to 5 memory due to the Leopardmon effect. And it's going to go ahead and pop the Zubamon and the Duramon. I'm going to go ahead and draw, hatch a Sukudomon, Digivolve the Sukudomon into a Ludamon, and then Digivolve into a Ludamon, and then Digivolve into a Ragnaloardmon. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and Digivolve into a Durandamon, putting him over to 3 memory. He's going to go ahead and unsuspend the Dynasmon and swing with the Craniumon. And now, since he has a Jesmon out on the field, his Craniumon is far larger than the Ragnaloardmon, so he's going to go ahead and check a Gaiamon in security. He's then going to go ahead and play an Alphamon, making it so that all of my play cost of 10 or higher Digimon cannot attack the player until the end of my turn. And by placing a Rolling Knight under the Alphamon, he's going to be able to survive at least being deleted once. So I'm going to play a Zubamon, placing it under the Durandamon, and then adding the Black Ragnamon to hand. I'm going to go ahead and play a Ragnaloardmon out onto the field, and then DNA Digivolve into the Ragnaloardmon, popping the Jesmon, making it so that all of his Digimon are no longer very, very large. So he's going to go ahead and unsuspend the Craniumon, play a Kentorsmon. Then its on-play effect is going to allow him to gain 3 memory, and then reveal a card from his hand, and since it's a yellow card, it's going to go ahead and be placed at the top of his security, pretty much making it so he recovered 1. Then from there, he's going to go ahead and play an Alphamon, make it so that I cannot attack the player for yet another turn. And so he has 6 bodies on the field. I only have 2 Ragnaloardmon. So I'm going to go ahead and hatch the very last Sukudomon. I'm going to go ahead and play out the Ludamon. And from there, I'm going to go ahead and Digivolve into a Ragnaloardmon, and then Digivolve into a Black Ragnamon, passing it over to my opponent. He's going to go ahead and draw for turn, and he's going to start swinging with the Kentorsmon. Then using the effect, he's going to trash 1 security card to unsuspend, and give the Black Ragnamon minus 7,000 DP. I'm going to go ahead and block with the Ragnaloardmon, and then playing a Gallantmon, he's going to go ahead and pop the Black Ragnamon, since its DP is now 5,000. So from there, I'm going to go ahead and have 9 memory. I'm going to unsuspend the Ragnaloardmon, and I have only 3 cards left in my deck, so it's not looking good. I'm going to go ahead and swing with the first Ragnaloardmon. He's going to go ahead and block with the Dynasmon. I'm going to swing with the second Ragnaloardmon, and he's going to go ahead and block with the Alphamon. I'm going to go ahead and play a Ragnaloardmon from hand for a play cost of 7, and Digivolve with a Durandamon for a Digivolution cost of 3, putting my opponent to 1 memory. He's going to go ahead and draw for turn, play a Genkamon. Then the Genkamon effect is going to allow him to play a Sistermon from his trash, so he decides to play the Sistermon Blanc, and it's going to allow him to trash 1 card and draw 2. From there, I'm going to unsuspend my Ragnaloardmons, draw my final card, and so I'm going to go ahead and swing with the Ragnaloardmon, popping the Sistermon with the Zuba Eagermon effect, and then he's going to go ahead and block with the Genkamon. I'm going to go ahead and swing with the other Ragnaloardmon. He's going to block with the Gallantmon. I'm going to go ahead and play a Zuba Eagermon. The effect is going to allow me to place it under the Durandamon. Then with the Durandamon, I'm going to go ahead and swing. And since I don't have any cards in my deck that's left, I'm not going to be able to check top 3 and play a card for free. So I'm going to go ahead and play out a Ragnaloardmon, putting my opponent over to 8. The Ragnaloardmon is going to allow me to DNA Digivolve, and then unfortunately it just wasn't enough to be able to finish him off. The Ragnaloardmon is going to go ahead and pop the Craniumon, and then swinging with the Ragnaloardmon, he's going to block with the Alphamon. But all he has to do is pass the turn. But instead he decides to disrespect me with a Omegamon and hits me with the Gotham. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.